The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour, where there's no bull side, no bear side, just the right side of the market. As we start off this show, boy, what a difference a day make. We're up 26 points on the S&P cash. Volume coming in at about 2.4 billion shares on the New York Consolidated Tape. And, man, the bulls just cannot wait out here to buy this market, can they? Volume is actually fairly decent out here. Probably not going to be, I don't know. I'll have to take a look at it during the break, but I don't think it's going to be what Friday was. We have some stuff going on. I heard about Fed rebalancing, not Fed, S&P 500 rebalancing after Friday's close, and I can't find anything about that. If anybody can find the article on it, I heard a couple of reports about that today, but nowhere can I find an article or anything on their website. But we shall continue and persevere. Got to a low of 2120, which is what I was looking for. Normally what you want to see is light volume, like people don't believe it. And all this volume tends to me to look like it might exhaust itself fairly quickly. I still suspect that we have a couple more days like Friday coming at us. And whether it happens this week or next week, I think we've got some splaining to do when it comes to the Fed and their mixed signals in the market. Of course, we were off fairly low this morning, and of course, as soon as it looked like there would be a negative day in the stock market for a second day, they sent the trusty minions to come out and say, we were just kidding on Friday and Thursday night. Not really what we meant out there. Everything's going to be sweetnesses and roses, unicorns everywhere. So go out there and buy. That's what they'd like. What they want to do is have this market kind of come back to some reasonable valuation, but they want it to happen slow. Anytime they even hint at that, we get something like a Friday. And, of course, they have to come back out and back all over themselves trying to say, we really didn't mean it, Mr. Market. But, as always, we meet here.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
And we'll get into history and then some charts.
And it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
It is history repeating. And on this day in 2002, 3 former executives from Tyco International, including the CEO and CFO, are indicted in New York on charges they stole hundreds of millions of dollars from the company. 2 of the men, CEO Dennis Kolowski and CFO Mark Swartz, were later convicted, given lengthy prison sentences. The case became symbolic of the era's corporate corruption and greed. Kolowski and Swartz were charged with using Tyco, a manufacturer of industrial products, as their private bank account, looting $150 million or pulling in $430 million by secretly selling shares of the company stock after its value had artificially been inflated. And, of course, who can forget the $10,000 umbrella stand and all the other stuff that he gifted himself from the company. As Warren Buffett says, you can always tell who's swimming without a bathing suit when the tide goes out, and that's all that had to happen. Normally, when the market goes out, you see all the litter left over. In this case, in 2002, it was the litter of the dot-com bubble that blew up, brought the rest of the market down, and exposed these folks and these gentlemen for who they are. Third Friday in March is rebalancing day, 316. That's what I was saying. I was trying to find the article. Thanks, Steve Rhodes. I was trying to find the article. I found several rebalancing, but it's all like third world Brazil and everything else. And they were talking it up like it was happening this Friday. That's what I was thinking, but it wasn't now. Anyway, what do we have else going on out here? I have a 3-day rule. I tend to sit on it mostly because it works and keeps me out of the poorhouse. But normally I don't buy anything until at least 3 days if there's any kind of margin squeeze. We had a little bit of difference today, and that is the Fed has gone out and pushed the panic button and got their minions out here this morning. Even the most hawkish minions, they pushed out the door, and they're saying, oh, everything's great. Everything's moving forward. That's why we keep moving down the GDP. Everything is so great. It can only go higher. Well, we may have had just too many people shorting this morning. I suspect that we are going to go down to 2120 at least one more time before we set up any kind of higher market. If we go down there, also, I think the chances are fairly good we break it. I'm looking for 2100 in this next move down, and I have a feeling just too many people kind of late to the party were shorting. They took a good chance at them and swing at them. Options show still around 2125 on the S&P cash for Friday's close. We'll keep a close eye on it. It may take a little while to get this thing down, but we will, like we said, we will persevere. Is this enough to keep everybody out of it? I actually was talking to one of my subscribers, and I said, basically the Fed freaks out anytime the VIX goes above about 18, and they send money, guns, and lawyers to make sure that nothing happens. One of the problems we have with this market is everybody's leveraged to the hilt to try to make as much money as they can. And, of course, that leverage money being absolutely dirt cheap today, a lot of people don't say a lot. But since we are in a world that is modeled on value at risk, an actual thing, the VIX is incredibly important on whether or not these hedge funds and other funds can own 35 times the actual money that they have in the bank. If it goes to 18, then maybe they can only hold 27 times. If it goes to 19, maybe 25 times. So that value at risk model is very tough for the Fed because it could become a self-perpetuating mechanism to move this market much lower, much quicker than anybody ever thought. Anyway, we're up 27 points. So if you bought this morning and made some money, God love you. I still suspect that there is some downside action to this market. The S&P. The only thing coming up else that I see is Oracle, and that is on Thursday's close. Other than that, we don't have any real movement. And then, of course, we have to wait until, the 21st to get the Fed announcement. So it's going to be kind of quiet, not a lot of stuff moving out here, and we'll talk more about it. A couple of companies are getting together in that potash business. Maybe we'll talk about that too. Be back in a minute.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And we got 2.5 billion shares here at the first end of the first segment. 21.55 up 27 points in the S&P cash. We will continue to watch what's going on here. Anyway, what else do we have? Wanted to look at a couple of stocks and see how they're doing. You got to figure the usual suspects on a day like this if you get a decent retrace of the move from Friday. But we want to see what the volume is. 4.2 million shares on Amazon. On Friday, we got 2.2 million shares. So it'll be very interesting to see how that goes off. When we look at Microsoft, actually, this thing came back and hit its gap this morning. Friday, 34.5 million shares. 17 million shares. That looks like that is going to be a light volume bounce so far. Let's see, NFLX, take a quick look. Netflix, of course, another one that everybody would have to buy out here. This one probably looks a little better, down 7.3 million shares on Friday, 5.4 million shares. That one looks a lot better out there. And, of course, perpetually highly short most of these. Facebook, see what it did. Another one that's kind of light on volume. 27 million shares on Friday, 15 million shares today. So with an hour and a half, we'll be looking fairly hard at this one as we come into the close. And let's see, what else do we have? We'll take a quick look at GE just on a day like this. And it's gotten back about half of Friday. GE was down on 42.6 million shares, up on 23 million shares today. So it's probably going to be kind of light also. Anyway, give me a call at 877-927-6648. Send me an email at path@tfnn.com. And, of course, you can always put a message in the den. What do we got? I got a few stocks. I wanted to see how some of these were reacting to previous lows. Albemarle Someone told me how to pronounce this, but I forgot. ALB, Abmalari. Anyway, this had a nice little low with some volume back on June 27th of 2.7 million shares at $74.86. Just seeing 1 million shares in here. It did not pierce the low, so I would have. But one of the better looking companies out here, what do these guys do? I keep on forgetting on this one, but not a bad looking chart. Markets, energy, specialty chemicals worldwide. Okay, specialty chemicals look good. I like the energy off that June 27th to the high to July 15th, back to this low of September 12th. Lithium. They sell a lot of lithium. Okay, thanks. Mr. John from Philadelphia in the den. What else do we have out here? Was looking to see if any of these really started to make a difference. Some of these had been moving down and breaking down. See if any of these got some love. Got a little bit of a reversal from a lower open today on Ameren Corporation. They're in the electric power distribution business. Volume is actually fairly good compared to Friday, but it did gap down rather spectacularly today. And Alliance Partners, these are some of the ones I was looking at here to see if they'd done anything. Arrow Electronics, wanted to see if there was anything in the counter move today. Arrow Electronics ARW was down with 500,000 shares on Friday, about 300,000 shares so far. That may come close. Beacon Roofing and Supply. Let's see if this one had anything. It broke through its August 3rd low of 1.9 million shares at 43.60 on Friday with 500,000 shares. No real reversal out here on this one today. You'd want to see it come back into and close above this August 3rd to set that up. We were talked about Box for a little while, and this one's up actually on some volume. I dislike the way this thing tested its high. We talked about this, I think, on Thursday and Friday. Had a high of March 10th with 9.6 million shares. Did it on the 7th with 3.1 million shares. Kind of went down for a couple of days and pushed. I suspect anything that was highly short, like Box, probably had similar kinds of movements. We're up now 29 points in the S&P cash. We'll continue to keep an eye on it. What do we have out here? Light volume, but a nice dark cloud cover on Boston Financial Holdings, BPFH. Volume's kind of light, though. Cake, which is a Cheesecake Factory. I want to see how this one did against its Friday. Most interesting was the July 27th low at 49.28, 2 million shares. Got into it with 400,000 shares on Friday and just about 1 million shares today. So it doesn't actually look that bad. I'm not looking for huge upside in the cheesecake business. A few of these other ones look like they were getting ready to come down and test some of their gaps. Continental Building Products, CBPX, the symbol on that one. Not much going on out here. Even if we bounce a little bit like we are, I suspect coming back down and filling some of these gaps on some of these less well-known stocks. Another one out here was Coach. Actually looked fairly decent out here. I didn't like the energy off the top, that 43.71 on July 27th, but we have tested the May 13th low, $36.64, and we did that with 3.5 million shares on Friday. Went a little lower, closed back in the trading range here. If you were thinking about Coach, it's getting kind of close. I still don't like all that energy off the top. Citrix Systems had a bad hair day on Friday. It's up. Volume is okay. Hasn't retraced as much as some of the other stocks out here. I still suspect this is headed back down to $77, and this gap that occurred back on the 28th of June. And let's see what else we have. CVGI, this one testing its top on Friday with a very light volume, 3.9 million shares on June 24th. That was with $5.56. And the best you could get out here was 500,000 shares on Friday. Today, still holding up there. Commercial Vehicle Group, CVGI. So that's it. Another one testing its top is Clayton Williams Energy, CWEI. Wanted to see how this one did. Now this one's getting back into its gap. We'll have to talk more about this when we come back. But going after high volume gap, had a lot of energy off the bottom. Not a lot of energy today, but is breaking that October 15th high. We'll be back with this one and much more before the end of the show.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're back, 2156, up 28 points in the S&P cash. Volume 2.6 billion shares as we start the bottom of the hour here at the Power Trading Hour. You can give me a call at 877-927-6648. You can email me at path@tfnn.com. And, of course, you can always Put a message in the den. Anyway, I was talking to Andy Heck here, so I was a little bit distracted. What else do we have going on here? I have more friends than I know of on Facebook. I didn't know that. Boy, talk about a spam king. I got to find some way to have them turn that off. Anyway, we're talking about Clayton Williams Energy, CWEI. Interesting movement out here in this one today. As far as there's a big gap in this thing that goes back to the 28th of 2014 and pretty big volume that day. Let me zoom in here so you can see what I'm talking about. Well, actually, not that big a volume. A lot of destruction in price, though. 366,000 shares. And it looks like we're kind of close to that right now. Back into it. So what do these guys do? Got to find out. Clayton Williams Energy. Come on. Independent oil and gas company explores for and develops and produces oil and natural gas, primarily Texas and New Mexico. Oh, this is one that found some of the new fields out there. Apparently, everybody knew about it a long time ago, other than us. DH Horton wanted to see how this one is reacting out here today. Of course, take a look at here. Getting about half back of Friday's move, down on 4.5 million shares, up on 3.4 million shares. Looks like we'll probably get similar volume to the upside today in that one. And again, not so much happening that we can comment on everything else. Dicom Industry, like the way that this has come back for the most part, back to this level of support that happened on May 25th of this year. 3.7 million shares on that gap up. It came into it with 1 million shares on August 31st. Friday, 671,000. Today, about 400,000 shares. So there's some of these that are coming back to the gap and should have some level of support. After ITT closed, I was wondering how well this one would do. EDU is a Chinese version of for-profit education. Not a lot of volume so far, but kind of a nice candle out here on EDU, opening lower and closing higher, at least so far. Emerging Market Bond Fund got a little reversal in the EMB, he said. Monsanto, this deal just keeps on going sideways forever. But I think it was Potash. Wasn't it Potash and somebody else today getting together? Yeah, this one actually opened higher. A little reversal to Friday's move. Volume coming lower. And MRC Global. Look at this one. Volume is okay. We really had a lot more damage in it. Meritage Homes. I think this is a mobile home manufacturer, and I think they've got a plant out here on the east side of Tampa. This thing still looks like it's going to come back down into the low of $32.48 from May 5th. When we look at Friday's volume down is 300,000 shares, up on just 100,000 shares so far today. So this is a good part where we're starting to watch and see as these, the wheat and the chaff are getting separated. Pretty light volume on Murphy USA, the gas station company. Just a little bit of volume to the upside out here. NJR, New Jersey Resources. Another one that's been bouncing along a fairly decent low. What do we have on? 448,000 shares on Friday, just 123,000 shares today. This looks like it could be in some level of support. The March 2nd low came in about this level, and the May 19th lows came in. 670,000, 510,000. So we are on a third one with light volume. NRG was another one I want to look at. This one's bouncing along the April 6th low, $11.69, 10 million shares. Just got into it with 4.3 million shares on September 1st. It's bounced, came through on Friday, 3.6 million shares, 3.7 million shares. Today, just 2.8 million shares. No real reversal on it. And let's see what we have. New Skin, for a company that was labeled extremely dubious for a number of years, this thing's really had a rocket off the bottom at $23.51. It's continued up. No real damage again on Friday. No real damage out here. I wonder if this thing's getting bought out. A lot of up talking of Palo Alto Network over the last few days. Had a nice sign of strength on the 1st of September. Even some volume into the next day on the 2nd, 2.8 million shares. Was just down on 1.4 million shares on Friday. Today, 1.1 million shares. So volume's going to be kind of close. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that. Reliance Steel. This one did come back, touch its gap. That gap goes back to the 8th of April. That gap was up on 900,000 shares. Done about 350,000 here so far today. I don't know if you can count that as a reversal signal just yet. What else do we have? 3 million shares on Friday for Tenaris. SA. TS is a symbol on that one. Up a little bit. Hadn't got a lot of its cash back. A lot of discussion about Twitter on Friday. Light volume, a little, and this one still looks weak, or one of the weaker ones I've seen, at least for the reaction for today. U.S. Bank Corp got back about half of its Friday's loss. That Friday had 6.5 million shares. Today already have that and halfway back in to the candle of Friday. This company, Vuzix, is kind of like a Oculus Rift-like company. I haven't seen their products at all. VUSI. This thing's been moving up off the $4.30 low from May 13th. Gap down today. Really hasn't done much out here. There's a lot of stuff going on. Wingstop in the news. I still suspect a lot of these are coming back to their double gap. This will come back to about 28 bucks before you get a chance to take a look at it. Going into the fall football season and everything else, 27.50 on this one might be a nice play all the way through fall. As soon as the weather starts getting a little bit weak. We'll look at Buffalo Wild Wings when we come back too.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
If you're looking to discover a new financial resource and diversify your financial portfolio, consider the new Market Safe Focused Commodity CD from Everbank. This 5-year U.S. dollar-denominated CD gives you exposure to 6 equally weighted commodities, including gold, silver, copper, nickel, soybeans, and sugar, in one powerful CD. With annual pricing caps of 50% per component, you could earn up to a 50% upside payment at maturity if the commodities increase in value across annual pricing dates. And should the opposite occur, your principal principal is 100% protected. Keep in mind, returns are based on CD performance. There is no annual percentage yield or periodic rate of interest on this index CD. Don't miss out. Take advantage of this financial resource designed to grow with the times. The October 13th funding deadline will be here before you know it. So hurry over to everbank.com/TFNN for the CD's term sheet and other important product details and disclosures. Once again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. This advertisement is sponsored content. Everbank is a member FDIC.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
And we were talking about wing places. Buffalo Wild Wings looks like it could pull back into the 148 area. That'd be $12 down. That would be the only safe place to start looking at it. I don't see much out here. Of course, volume has been kind of light as it pulls back. So this is kind of a bullish looking chart. And of course, this stock tends to do well during football season, but I don't see a lot right now that would say it's time to pull the trigger. We're up 32 points on the S&P cash volume, 2.66 billion shares. And again, you can give me a call at 877-927-6648, or you can email me at path@tfnn.com. West Pharmaceutical Services, this one looking a little bit better from Friday's down volume of 270,000 shares. Already 237,000 shares to the upside. WWW, Wolverine Worldwide. It's back to this big candle and sign of strength on the 26th of August. August. Is that right? No. Be July. 26th of July. 2.8 million shares on the upside out here. Just 420,000 shares so far today, 762,000 shares on Friday. So that actually looks kind of interesting at around $22. Well, we're going to go to some of the other stocks of interest. Had a lot of the train companies, and I think I have, where are my trains? Trains, planes, and automobiles. Do I have them out here? I think I have them in this, so give me just a second. I wanted to take a look here. So we get those. Move over here. Okay. So transport, trains, casinos, energy, gold miners, Eurolife, travel, Excel Life. Yeah. Why don't we take a look at the biotechs? They've had a fairly decent reversal today. So let's take a quick look, go through those in the IBB and the other ones. AX or ALXN actually. Alexion Pharmaceuticals. This one could be one of the few that's in an ABC up. Let's get a little closer move out here. No volume, though, today, which I'd like to have seen some volume come in at these lows. You could make a small case for an ABC up, I suspect, that being the A, June 24th, and the B up here on August 4th. Let's do an expansion here. Okay. Let me get in here to set that one as A and Mr. B up here. B, and we'll let this be C out here. And that would be a almost 59% retracement out here. But, you know, you got to like the volume on Thursday. It retraced on a little lighter volume on Friday, a little bit more volume. Certainly today would have been interesting. You know, if you got an ABC in this, it goes to 149. That's about halfway into this gap back up from the, what is that, the 7th of June. You've got a double gap that comes right in at about 146, 147. I suspect that if it does bounce, it would at least get to that 147 area. Yeah, man, very light volume out here today on Alexion. So let's go to the next one, which is Amgen, AMGN. Let's see if we got any volume in any of these. This one's certainly a lot better. A little bit of a nice cover here for a candlestick pattern. We've got 2.8 million shares up on this, 3.1 million shares down on Friday. So kind of a nice little covering candle out there. Let's take a look at BIB. This thing had been pulling back. See what kind of volume it had. Turn those up. Make this look a little bit closer. We got into the first gap on Friday, did so with 1.2 million shares. So a little lighter. The first gap up there on the 1st of August was we'll call it 3.65 million shares. So into lighter volume with 2 million shares on Friday. Today up just on 1.5 million shares. So I suspect you're going to have at least a little pullback into what we saw in the last couple of days. So what, 295, something like that looks possible. Pulling off just a couple of points on the S&P cash. No big deal so far. 2.7 billion shares on the New York Consolidated Tape. What else did we have in the biotechs? I want to go through Celgene, CELG. This sector led the market down off its highs. Question is if we're getting ready for a little counter trend move in the Celgene. The August 5th high came in at 117.90. It's been on the downtown train since then. Volume down about 4.3 million shares on Friday. Today, about 4 million shares. Pretty nice reversal on that side, too. Energy hasn't been all that impressive just yet in these stocks. I'm thinking maybe they need to get just a little bit more juice before they break downtown. The DNA company, Illumina, well, MN. Nice little covering pattern here on Illumina. Not a lot of volume, though. 800,000 shares on Friday and 654,000 shares today. So back up in there. This one been kind of going sideways for a while. INCY, Insight Corporation. This one gapped up on okay volume back on the 22nd of August. It's coming back into that gap on Friday, 1 million shares compared to that 2.8 million shares today, just 900,000 shares so far. So not a lot of conviction in this one just yet. Jazz Pharmaceuticals is trading at 121.64. This one just doesn't have very much farther to go. And it's so close, you got to figure it's going to come back and hit this 115 from this gap going back on the 16th of February. Energy did pick up on this one to the downside off of the last high. That was the June 28th high, and I don't know if there's anything else you can say. Had a major haircut. Did see a low of 117.34. There's enough volume out here that would make you think that this thing would probably at least test today's low yet again. But I suspect that 115 area, you're only a couple bucks down lower on it. So what do we have? That takes us through the biotechs. We'll look at another sector before we wrap the day up. I'll look through a few of these. Give me a call, 877-927-6648, and email me at path@tfnn.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
My name is Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability and host of the Trader's Edge Show, heard daily here at TFNN.com. On Wednesday, September 14th at 5 p.m., I'll be hosting a special 1-hour event, The Ultimate Reversal Patterns. I'll teach subscribers how to identify and trade market tops and bottoms. You'll learn Tom DeMark's TD Setup, TD Sequential, and TD Combo. Plus, I'll show you how to identify Gartley buy and sell patterns, which means you'll learn how to master the D point of any A to B equals CD pattern. More importantly, I'll teach you the most powerful pattern of all, by price relative strength divergent pattern. These patterns work for stocks, for ETFs, future contracts, currencies, and these patterns work on every time frame. By signing up for Mastering Probability right now, you get the first month of my newsletter service for only $49, and that includes Wednesday's Ultimate Reversal Patterns webinar. This $49 offer is only good through September 14th, so act now. At only $49 for your first month, I guarantee this is an investment that you won't regret. For all the details of the upcoming workshop and reserve your seat today, visit the front page of TFNN.com now.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
Well, we're at 2159 on the S&P cash, 2.75 billion shares. So volume kind of rolling along. We got one more hour. In the next hour, we've got We've got Steve Rhodes sitting in for the one and only Tom O'Brien. I'll be back in the 4 o'clock hour. We'll be going through these volumes and see just how everything did close up the end of the day, and if there are some likely candidates to see just the opposite of today, which was the opposite of Friday, which may be the opposite of other things. But certainly it looks like volatility for the last 2 days is certainly here, and I guess it's time to embrace it and enjoy it. There was a couple of other sectors I wanted to look at real quick before the end of the day. Let's take a quick look at the financials and see how they are responding. So far, a lot of movement. Wanted to see how AIG was doing. We'll look at that one. Down a little back it did get and finish trading through the gap up of the 8th of August. You had 5.8 million shares that day, 5.9 million shares today. So you don't like that. Too much volume. You wanted to have that tested on lighter volume today. AXP, American Express, another one out here, as these have been kind of close to these highs. Nice reversal signal down on 5.1 million shares on Friday, up on 3.4 million shares so far today. So lackluster, but I don't know what else you can say. Take a quick look at BAC. Out here. So far, energy down 132 million shares on Friday, 87 million shares back into that movement from Friday. Take a quick look at Citigroup. We go through all these. And what do we have? 16.3 million shares today in Citigroup. This one, it actually didn't look as bad as some of the others. At least it's testing the highs back here close to previous volume. I didn't like the energy off this low of June 27th, though. It was about 10-15% lighter than the May 25th high into this June 27th low. So still continues to be a little weak. Let's take a look at the broker-dealers. JP Morgan. Let's see what these guys are doing. Light volume retrace compared to Friday. We'll see how this one comes in. 19.5 million shares on the downside. Friday back up with 11.6 million shares so far today. SPG, which is Simon Property Group. This one's kind of back into it, down on 1.6 million shares. Friday up on 1 million shares so far today. Of course, that gap down would be resistance at 216. And what do we have? USB. On this one, U.S. Bank Corp. Tested the top on a lighter volume just a few days ago. April 27th, $43.94, 9.6 million shares. Got into it with 7.5 million shares on the 1st of September. Been kind of rolling over here to the downside. Down with 6.5 million shares on Friday, up with 7 million shares today. So some of these, the energy on the way down is about the same on the way up, just volume test out here. But anyway, Steve Rhodes in the next hour, sitting in for Tom O'Brien. I'll be in the hour after that. I'll be going through these stocks. We'll be looking for opportunities, both long and short, depending on how this thing closes out here today. And we'll see you then. Stay here. Same bat channel, different time, 4 o'clock. We'll be back.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
You're watching Tiger TV.